Hugh Colton, Town and Country Chrysler, Town and Country TV, staying in touch with the communities we call home and the great things that happen within them. Well, you know, the Beth Donovan Hospice has been in this area, our community, for some 20 years now, and it is quite a facility. It has a new executive director in Debbie Watt. First of all, welcome to the Jeep. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. And you have mentioned before we came to do this interview that you've been at Beth Donovan Hospice for a couple of months now. I bet you it's been a fast 2 months.
It's been tremendously fast. Every day's been different, but it's been really exciting.
Hospice is a special facility, isn't it? Not only for the patients that are within the hospice, but the families and the loved ones.
Absolutely. It's really a philosophy of care that you have a body, mind, and a spirit. The patient certainly is at the center of that, but you're correct in that we also care for the family as well.
And the Beth Donovan Hospice, as I've mentioned earlier, has been around this area for some 20 years. It's located in Kemptville, but it really has a big catchment area. It serves a lot of the surrounding communities, doesn't it?
Correct. The roots are actually, they began in Merrickville 25 years ago by Beth Donovan. And since that time, we have moved to Kemptville, but we do service quite a vast area.
Yeah. Now, nursing is your background, and you're no stranger to hospice, right?
That's right. I graduated actually 32 years ago.
How time flies, right?
It has. But really, I got into hospice palliative care because I didn't feel school prepared me to deal with the fact that I couldn't cure or heal all my patients. And so I embarked on this journey because of that. And it was out of an experience with a client and her family that really got me on this path, and I've never looked back. And
it is passion for it. It really is. And when we talk about hospice, I think what I always like to do is tell everybody, you know, what hospice is, what it means to the individual in the hospice, but also what it means to the loved ones and the families around them, correct?
Absolutely. So there's so much that we can do, and it's not just end of life. You know, when people are diagnosed, it can be extremely traumatic. So how do we help support them during that time? How do we help them get to their appointments? How do we help them with education, information, pain and symptom management? So there's so much more that can happen before that end of life actually occurs. So there's great opportunity, but people are frightened about it. They think, oh my, it's the end of the end of life, but there's a whole lot of living that can still take place.
Absolutely. And you, over the years at Beth Donovan Hospice, have built a wonderful team of caregivers in a number of different areas. I mean, you know, for a family, just being able to come in and talk to somebody, that means so much. And I have to say, in my time with Beth Donovan Hospice and the former executive director, Dawn Roger, she did a wonderful job, and you've taken over her position. But in the years that she spent there, you could tell that there was the passion, and it was from the heart.
Absolutely. Dawn laid a great foundation. She really committed a lot of time, energy, and passion, as you say, to create something that's really meant a lot to the community. Yeah. And it's been easier for me to step into that.
And hospice, Beth Donovan Hospice and Dawn Rogers has added members to the team. It seems like every year I might see a new face when I visit for the Fall Extravaganza, and a new face when I say that, somebody that specializes in a specific area of care.
Correct. Yeah. We have a volunteer coordinator, Keely, who does a great job with regard to the volunteer educations, the training. We also have Melanie, who runs our day hospice, and Erica, who does the grief counseling and trauma, and Barb as well, who's the program assistant. So they're amazing ladies. They are very committed to the cause, and we have 80 wonderful volunteers with another volunteer training coming up in October.
Those volunteers mean a lot, don't they? I mean, to run the Beth Donovan Hospice, or hospices in general, you need those community partners, those people that will come in and spend some time, because as we mentioned, you know, this is a time for loved ones and families that can be somewhat difficult, and even the allowance of being able to have a few hours to yourself means a great deal.
Huge. We have about 80 volunteers, and they are the backbone of the organization. I mean, they give at day hospice, they provide in-home care, transportation. They're amazing, and we could not survive without them. As you mentioned, it's not only just for the patient or the client, but also the family, to give them that respite that they need and deserve. And some of the home visits I've done, the family tend to feel the focus is just on their loved one. And so when we spend the time with them, they're just so appreciative.
Now, in order to run a hospice like the Beth Donovan Hospice, you have to fundraise on a regular basis. And you have some dandies that have happened over the years. Chillin' and Grillin', I think, is one that I remember. But the one that I enjoy, and I think it's one of your biggest fundraisers every year, is called the Fall Extravaganza. And I was introduced to this some 3 or 4 years ago when I came into Kempville on a Saturday evening and came into a full room of people who were supporting the Beth Donovan Hospice. And I think that's key to note, that the community has rallied around the Beth Donovan Hospice. The business community, the individuals, they really strongly support it, don't they?
It's amazing. And that's one thing I've noticed in the 2 months that I've been here, is just the community investment, the buy-in, and just their generosity. It's substantial.
Yeah. Now, the Fall Extravaganza, we should mention, first of all, you've got a couple of real good fundraisers, because I believe on the 22nd of September, you have a wine tasting event that's going to happen at the Brigadoon. I believe that's in Oxford Mills. And if you've never had a chance to visit the Brigadoon, now is the time to do so. It'll be a great night, but it's a beautiful place. It's an old general store that's been converted over the years, and I've visited it a couple of times. So that's one of your fundraising events that'll be happening on the night of the 22nd.
Right.
And then we come into the month of October, and the 15th of October, which is a Saturday evening, and the Fall Extravaganza. I'm not sure how many years it's gone, but it has gone a number of years.
17, I believe.
Isn't that something?
It
17 years. And as I mentioned, the support behind it is just incredible. I love coming each and every year. But you've got a new location this year. A lot of people in the Kempville and surrounding areas of Eastern Ontario into the city have heard the word Equinel. And Equinel is a wonderful golf course facility, beautiful golf course, but it's more than that. I mean, it's developed now into homes around it, and a beautiful clubhouse facility. So this year's Fall Extravaganza will take place at Equinel.
That's right. The ambiance is truly magnificent, and I think it will really help support the cause, but also give new people the opportunity to attend. And it will be something spectacular.
Yeah, because I believe it'll hold some 200 plus people.
Correct.
And I always am amazed at how fast the tickets go. And that, again, is your community support.
Absolutely.
So tickets, I believe, are $50 a piece.
That's right.
And it's a great night because if I'm not mistaken, there's great musical entertainment that I believe will be coming back to you again this year. Wonderful live and silent auction things that happen, and that live auction that with your local auctioneers that I'm sure are coming back to you again this year, they're a lot of fun.
They are.
And it ends up on the 15th of September, I should say, getting underway at what time? Are people arriving around 5 o'clock?
I think it starts at 6.
6 o'clock.
Sorry, it's October 15th.
Yeah, October 15th at 6 o'clock in the evening. And we have a little bit of a cocktail hour, and that leads us into a wonderful dinner.
Right.
And there is a full night of entertainment, but also a full night of awareness about the Beth Donovan Hospice, maybe things that are new, grant programs that are available, how you're proceeding and moving forward with the Beth Donovan Hospice. I notice that every year there's a wealth of information for people that are there that night.
That's right. The board has also purchased a home on French Settlement that happened in March of this year, and we're currently underway with having some contractors express interest with regard to the renovations that we need, so that we can also move all our programs under one roof. So there'll be additional information revealed that night as well.
Yeah, and you'll get a chance, if you attend this great Fall Extravaganza, to meet all the wonderful people from the Beth Donovan Hospice. Sue Walker on the board, yourself, the individuals and the caregivers are usually all there, and they have, they love to talk about hospice and answer anybody's questions.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a fun evening. right through from, I'd say, 6 o'clock till 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. I always love the auction. Now for tickets, I think the best way to get a ticket to the Fall Extravaganza, which will again be held at Equinel this year, is to contact the hospice. Would that be the best?
That would absolutely be right.
So we would give the hospice phone number, first of all, which is 613-258-9611.
That's right.
And also you have a website.
BethDonovanHospice.ca.
BethDonovanHospice.ca allows you to get information about the hospice, to find out more about what they do in the communities that we call home, and to get a ticket. Find out more about the ticket for the Fall Extravaganza. Again, it is the 15th of October.
Right.
Right. The 15th of October gets underway at 6 o'clock. It's at Equinel. Once again, Debbie, welcome to the Beth Donovan Hospice, and welcome into the community. And it is a wonderful community. You're going to find that more and more as you are able to spend time here. The Beth Donovan Hospice serves the areas that we call home. It's time for us to be able to support them on a regular basis, and a great way to do it is to get a ticket for the Fall Extravaganza night. You will have a wonderful time. Thank you again.
Thank you kindly.
Debbie Watt, the Executive Director of the Beth Donovan Hospice. Hugh Colton, Town and Country TV. Hi everybody, Hugh Colton, Town and Country TV, with an invitation for you to hit that subscribe button to find out what's happening in and around the communities that we call home.